What up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is the weekend and I finally had time to work on the S2000. What are we gonna do today? Well, in my previous video I picked this up from my buddy. It's a CR door cover. Ain't that cool? I used to have that on my S2000, but I sold the Lexus and the Skyline, so I switched over my license plate to my Miami Heat one. There it is. I went ahead and showed you guys that I picked this up. It's the CR door radio door cover. So I have this whole unit, but the problem with this whole unit, it doesn't fit into the Ap1. Reason why is because of this. Ap1, these two AC vents, they're actually like connected and have a split in the middle, whereas this one is gapped. So somehow when I try to fit this into the car, it's just there's too many things rubbing against it. So me being a YouTuber, I also go on YouTube to look for information, things to do, find out ways to fix certain things if I can't find it on Google or whatever, if I don't know, just to prepare myself before I make a video or do something on my car. And in this case, I haven't found any videos on how to remove this properly. I'm pretty sure there might be a write-up, but with most of us, we prefer to watch videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to remove this door cover, and we're gonna swap it over to the Ap1. Hopefully I don't mess this up, and I'm gonna take my time with it as well, because you know I don't want to break anything. So yeah, hopefully this works out. We are going to have to remove the door, and I found that the only way to do it is to take out these little pins, release itself from the bracket on the actual mechanism. So I'm gonna do this to the Ap1 first, so if I do damage the Ap1, then at least I know that's not the right method. But if not, then I don't know, we'll go with the flow. There are some subtle differences, as you can see. I mentioned before, the vents behind the Ap1 is connected, whereas Ap2 is not. So there might be a way to swap it, but I don't see that happening. Anyways, we're gonna go and try to pry out these little pins like I said earlier. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I figured out. So I got this little pin here. It's for like vinyl wrap, but you can find any type of, I don't know, I guess you want to call them little needle pliers. You're gonna go into this little hole inside here, and you're gonna go at it in an angle so that you can get the lip or the edge of that pin. So watch this. So I was able to get this pin out right here by pushing in one side. It just went out right there. So it might be a little difficult to do it. I would definitely recommend taking your time, but having these little needle things really helps out. I'm just gonna take out that much and try to focus on removing this side right now. All right, you can see that pin right there. My pliers. Wiggle it out. There we go. All right, came right off. So I think that spring sits in there, and then when you put the door in and you close it, it'll keep the tension on it, so whenever you click it and release it, it'll push the door forward. So removing the door, I'm actually holding on to the spring, just to make sure it doesn't fall out. Alright, so it took me a little bit to figure out this spring right here. When you set it in and before you lay it in its place, you gotta make sure that little spring sits in there, because my Ap1, it was flapping in there and it kind of caused the door not to open properly before. Like I would click it and it would just stay there but not completely open like this. So correcting that issue, make sure you have that spring in that little seat, and everything should be good. So here's what's required, what's going to be taken apart when you do this. You have to pull these pins out, and this spring does come off. It sits in this little corner on the right. I would say you definitely need to get one of these, preferably a right angle one or something, you know, safe, that's stable, that you can kind of go in at an angle so that the lip of the pin can hit the lip of this, I don't even know the name of this. I'm gonna call it anchor, because it pretty much anchors everything together. It needs to hit the edge of that so you can like push it out, and then get a really good needle nose with good grips to grab it and wiggle it out. And you're gonna use the same one to kind of wiggle it back in. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and that's gonna get you a swapped door for your Ap1. As you can see, still got the Ap1 vents. Open that up. Let's go back into the car and install this. I actually popped the Ap2 console up and out of the way because that's the only way for me to get this through. So be careful when you do this. Always start with the top and then start at the bottom. Before I put the shift knob on, I just want to go show you the CR. It looks pretty good in here actually. Kind of modernize it a little bit more. Ap1 is very simple, no tweeters, no crazy stuff. Just see how well it matches with the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber looks pretty good. Kind of really don't match this gold gray carbon fiber, but if I can find the vinyl wrap material for that, I'll definitely rewrap this to match, because to get the CR trim for the center console, it's ridiculous. It's like you spend like $400 or $500 just for these two plastic pieces. It's not worth it, but I'm glad I got the CR door in. Definitely breaks away all this black here. Looks a lot cleaner. Also looks good with the shift knob, my Chasing J's shift knob. Let's put that back in. Looks good. Alright guys, there you have it. Kind of easy to do. Just take your time. It's all plastic, and if you're gonna use metal tools, it's probably gonna end up nicking or scratching it. So that's kind of inevitable, but came out really nice. I'm glad it wasn't too bad. Like I said, just kind of follow the video, kind of like think it out before you jump into this task. But just know that Ap2 radio door doesn't really fit the Ap1, so I haven't tried Ap1 and Ap2 yet. But if you plan to get a CR door that's already like from an Ap2 and you have an Ap1, you might have to take these steps and take the door apart. Like I said, I couldn't find a video on it on how to do it. People just have the basic video on how to remove the door from the car, which takes like 2 seconds. But I'm glad I went and jumped into this project and I finally figured out how to do it. Now I have the CR door inside my Ap1 and it's looking fantastic paired with the Ap2 center console. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please hit the like button, and as always, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.